Hello, guys. Excuse me. And welcome back to some more Muv Luv Photonmelodies as we continue the wild, what they call it? Like, cross-country exchange program or whatever. Obviously, been a super fun journey so far, so let's just continue. This is a flashback to lunch, or I think it might just be the next day. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think it's a flashback though. Let's replay this line. I thought she was the platoon leader for some reason, but maybe not. Oh. Wait, maybe not.
イルフィが話さなくても、いずれタイの誰かから聞くことになりますわ。
Is this what they call an open secret? I know better than to put my stock in idle gossip, but it's somewhat telling that pretty much everyone knows about this terrible thing. Oh, that's the platoon leader? Not particularly. I figured it must be a recent injury and that she's waiting for a transplant.
違いますわ。私たちの配属以前から注意はずっとあの眼帯をされておられますのよ。
Is a terrible secret gonna be that she just likes wearing it and she doesn't need it? That would fit the vibes. Really? She refused to get an artificial eye transplant. Shouldn't that be fatal to any surface pilot's career? The Inquisition? From Germany? They had an Inquisition too? Under the Pope's command? How's the Pope doing in this age? Must be hard being a religious leader with literal aliens attacking. I bet he might even like command sort of like a similar like respect style to the Shogun. Probably like, I don't know, whatever. It's interesting though. Haven't really thought about that. I mean, Italy's like half, or it's mainly untouched, right? It's like on the verge of being attacked. Some of like the outer islands got attacked, I think, maybe. Just trying to remember from Rain Dancers, because that's like the only Italy lore we got, right? Gulp, you mean they actively participated in witch hunts during the Middle Ages? Are you serious? Okay, so the secret is they're from an Inquisition family. Okay, I think she's just lying, but I like, is that really terrible? It's not like she can really control where she's born, right? Gasp. There's some truth in her words. Germany's infamous... Yeah. Did they reference it in this? I felt like I talked about this like earlier. Oh yeah, Nazi Germany did actually start researching the occult to like try to use it as a weapon to win World War II. Which sounds kind of insane, but I don't know, man. I've never been alive when your country's in the middle of the war. I guess like if you really are like in a world war where enemies are everywhere, you try to use anything you can to your advantage. So it's kind of, I don't know. It's interesting though. Germany's infamous Führer was committed to the cult. I sort of understand if she was talking about Captain Raulerstein, but for the lieutenant to be caught up in something that morbid. Sir Eye Cursed? It's one of those anime things where they wear an eye patch to cover their cursed eye. Gasp. So the curse is hereditary. What? The devil's what? Also, like, as we've seen throughout the episodes, they play with the fonts a lot. Like, they use this a lot when he's exasperated, which isn't something they've shown in either the main story or the or anything from Photonflowers, I think. So that's kind of cool. Just something noticeable. Oh my god. The Chiviarts remains Pete in this side story. Remember Aiden. Delete key. Oh, wait, why didn't it work? Why is it not working? Am I not clipped? It's not working! I wanna... What happened? I thought that was the tat. I actually remembered, but it wasn't working. Cursed baby. That's crazy.
魔眼の瞳には魔法陣が刻まれていて、あの眼帯を取るとレーザー球を凌駕する出力のヘイトブラストが。
Fire laser. That's a Rance reference. Or I guess it would be closer to Dark Destruction Beam. Oh my god. Does he believe it? There's no way.
どう？怖い？
I think not even he's gullible enough. Yes, of your delusions.
許してくれ清十郎。周囲の眼帯話のバリエーションが舞台員の数だけあると言われていてな。
No one ever just like asked her? It might be kind of rude, but like, I don't know. I feel like, I know it sounds dumb, but if you're wearing an eye patch, I feel like you should expect people to ask. And maybe, you know, you can respond, oh, I'd rather not talk about it, but like, it's... Should they ask? I don't know, but I think you should expect them to ask. Oh. Hella gross. True. So Lieutenant Witsoben meant to say that someone would have tried to pull a fast one on me sooner or later, no matter what. Oh, they know. Okay, so she has something to see, basically. Okay, so the truth is out there, but people still make up rumors. I mean, I guess that's bound to happen. Again. With the eye patch. Huh? She gets feedback directly from an electronic implant? Why? Instead of just getting an artificial eye? I mean, if the technology's advanced enough to get an artificial eye, obviously that would probably be better, but maybe it's like some sort of thing to like remember her injury or whatever, or a source of motivation or something. I don't know. Maybe we will learn. Maybe not. That can't be right. In my opinion, members of the same unit should not keep secrets from each other. How are you supposed to develop an esprit de corps when you can't even talk about matters of such pivotal importance? What the? I gotta Google that, man. Esprit de corps. Oh, it's a real saying.
Esprit de corps.
Esprit de corps. A feeling of pride, fellowship, and common loyalty shared by members of a particular group. I mean, we can assume what it... Like, I kind of already understood what it means, but interesting. What languages that come from? French, of course. I should have got it from de. Yes, I'm Canadian. We took French in school. My bad. It's been a long time. Didn't they literally explain this? Because they told us the gates of hell, right? And you're the guard gods guarding the gates of hell. Yes, Lieutenant Fulner told me about it yesterday. Cerberus is a mythological beast that guards the gate of hell, in this case the European mainland. Again, I strongly agree with the way with this way of naming things. The Empire should also start naming its units after mythological creatures. Or like, yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool. I mean, we have cool names. I mean, Valkyries is cool. That's a mythological creature, but I guess that's the UN, not the Empire, so I don't remember the Empire's names. For example, Tsuchinoko Battalion. Kappa Regiment. Okay, I know what a Kappa is. I actually recently read like 2 yokai focused things, like novels, so do you know my yokai? Name more yokais. Obviously, like I think most people like with some knowledge of Japanese folklore knows about a kappa. Probably like top 3 familiar yokai or mainstream. I mean, the kappa regiment doesn't even sound that cool, but sounds kind of dorky. The other one was cool. I don't know what a Tsuchi Noko is. Or maybe I do. I don't know. I don't want to Google. It's alright. No, those won't do. I can't put my finger on why exactly, but those won't do.
ゼルベルスに3つの頭があるように、私たちの部隊にも3つの頭がありますのよ。
How so?
一個戦術機大隊が3個中隊で構成されていることを思い出せ。
Feel like we knew that, but honestly, I didn't remember that fact. We just weren't a battalion, because Valkyrie obviously just had our squad. I don't think we were, we were separated in different positions, but I don't think that's what they're saying. You're right. That means each company is supposed to stand for one of Cerberus's heads.
その通りですわ。
Inconceivable. The way both the legend and the organization's name match is simply too cool for words. It is a really good name. It's very fitting, and the fact that it even fits with the normal structure of how a battalion works is pretty cool. So there's Major Eichberger, the Black Wolf King, and Captain Raulerstein, the Sonic Baron, but who's the third? I'm guessing it's the lieutenant we saw. Like, we saw her briefly, the female one that popped in and popped out pretty fast. Okay, definitely not. That's a guy. Okay, might not meet them. Let's say pop in later. Blah. Blah? It was spelled with an E. Black Dog. What was the other one? Blue, black, and red? The Sonic Baron. I mean, that's not really a color. He does have pink hair, so pink's a cool color. When I think of Sonic, I think of green, because even though Sonic is sound, I feel like when there's like a Sonic attack in a game or whatever, like it's usually like combined with wind, even though it's sound. So, and green is, the wind element, wind or like nature. But to my mind, it's wind. Maybe because of like Yu-Gi-Oh, with the wind attribute being green. I remember. Captain Raulerstein's Crimson TSF is quite famous. Okay, it is red. Cool. It even appears in the textbooks we use in the Royal Guards Training Academy. Their own colors, huh? Baron Gerhard von Raulerstein and his red TSF. I can't deny I was surprised he turned out to be such a unique individual, but he's an outstanding pilot I've admired for years. Plus I have a tremendous taste for choosing red as his TSF's colors. Because we wear red underwear. From what I've heard, only pilots of noble origins or knights are allowed to pick a personal color for their TSF. It's similar to the Imperial Royal Guard's practice of signaling a pilot's social standing through how their machine is painted, a practice used to boost the morale and discipline of the surrounding troops. Can we get lore on that? Because we know Tsukiyomi's is red, also. And I'm guessing the normal ones are just white, like the Three Idiots. Maybe like royal members can only use purple, or that might just be a a pure Shoden thing, like Shoden that's purple. The Maya color, the Mitsurugi color, I guess I should say. Soon, perhaps in a matter of weeks, I will first step onto the battlefield. By then, I'll be piloting a red TSF representing both House Makabe and the Royal Guard, so he gets a red one. That's it. I still think Tsukiyomi's red Mitazuchi is like the coolest Mitazuchi I saw. I liked it more than Maya's in terms of just design, because I do like red. I am a red Andy, red and black. Even though red and black's not a color. Shut up. Shut up. No one. Who cares? It's not a responsibility I can afford to take lightly. And I wonder, will I rise up to the occasion? Will I survive the 8 minutes of death? What a silly thought. Of course I must. I'm duty-bound to serve His Excellency the Emperor, Her Highness the Shogun, and the Royal Guard, and the people of Japan. Honestly, like, his design, like, I don't know, maybe it's just, like, I don't even watch a lot of, like, mecha anime, but, like, you can kind of feel, like, his design suits, like, a red mech, right? Or maybe I'm crazy. I don't know, I just feel like that hairstyle, like, sort of, like, medium-length black hair. I don't know. Am I crazy? Maybe. Unlike most of my contemporaries, I've been blessed with an opportunity to train in a company led by a bona fide hero. It would be a sin to squander such a rare opportunity. The 7 Heroes of Legends. I can't wait to see Captain Raulerstein in action. White Wolf Queen? That's the lieutenant we saw. Baron Host. I recognize the name. 4th head. The secret head. White Wolf Queen is such a sick name. Kind of think of it, Lieutenant Fahrenhorst is one of the 7 heroes of Great Britain, yet she remains at her present rank. Shouldn't she be leading a company by now? She wants to serve under Eichberger, maybe? An aristocratic officer equivalent to a samurai in terms of social standing refuses to be promoted. That's practically unheard of. And you know, some people just aren't the leader types. Maybe she just doesn't want to take the role. While I assume they must be aware that the lieutenant is an ace surface pilot, but still, wouldn't this lead to a confusion in the chain of command? Oh. That's what I was thinking. She just wants to be led by Eichberger. Yes, I suppose so. I thought she would be jealous, but she's respecting it. Oh no. The face she's making right now, I have a bad feeling. I'm getting flashbacks to when I told her about Major Eichberger's prodigious consumption of potatoes. Prodigious consumption? It's a weird descriptor for that. She's a fan. She's a shipper. Well, this may not be my place to ask, but does Lieutenant Fulner, by any chance, feel romantic affection toward the Major? That's what I thought, but maybe she just idolizes both the Major and Fahrenhorst, just by her reaction to, like, this discussion right now. From the sound of things, Major Eichberger and Lieutenant Fahrenhorst are in a committed relationship. Are they? They didn't really confirm that. Lieutenant Fulner has no chance of getting in between them. Oh. That's crazy. She likes him so much, her affection like leads on to people close to him. That's kind of crazy. But they're both girls. Girls can't love girls. Girls can't love girls. Girls can't love girls. Probably shouldn't say that out loud, man. Ooh. Dude, why isn't delete working anymore? It literally worked before. What the heck? Oh no! Am I thinking of Tsukihime? Maybe that was Tsukihime, not Muv Luv for delete was the key. It must have been Tsukihime. You're probably like, Aiden, what are you talking about? Yeah, I had that in my mind. I'm like, remember, delete is the way to clear the text. But not in this game. Ooh. Spacebar. Yeah, it's normally spacebar. That's why I was so like put off by delete and Tsukihime. It's a good one, man. The other one, like at the beginning, was pretty good too. Oh, that's so good though. Oh, ouch. Why? This woman has the unfortunate habit of hitting people whenever she gets excited.
まだまだ幼いですわね、イルフィ。あのお二人のベストツーショットといえば、データの返り血に染まった黒と白の機体が黄昏の戦場で寄り添うお姿、まるで宗教画のようですわ。
She sure made that picturesque.
そしてお二人が描く戦闘機動、まるでワルツを踊るかの
We
よ
got
う
a
に優雅で美しい。
imaginative person.
また始まったか。
I'm enjoying it.
ルナテレジア、こうなると長いから覚悟して
Some
くれ。
good lines.
清十郎くんおかしいでしょ。
Darling.
ルナは戦術機の話になるといつもこうですのよ。
I strongly disagree. Lieutenant Witsoben's interest in TSFs is a credit to her profession. Defend her honor. She did give us that wet towel.
おそらく日本の戦術機について根掘り葉掘り聞かれることに
I
な
mean,
る。
we're probably interested in them, though, no? If anything, it only proves her pedigree. As Lieutenant Fulner said yesterday, a TSF is like the pilot's horse in armor. What exactly is wrong with being passionate about the partner you entrust your life to on the battlefield? What is it, Lieutenant? Damnation, I've become too watchful of her constant acts of aggression, to the extent where I react to every little thing she does, and it's making me look like a coward.
大変、もうこんな時間。ごめんね、清十郎。私ちょっと用事があるから先に行くね。清十郎、
分かった。
ごきげんよう、イルフィ。でね、清十郎くん、少佐の機体はユーロファイタス社のテストベッドも兼
A
ねていて、
test bed.
その手記と蓄電気出力は
So Eurofighters. Is that what they're really called? There we go. It was the flashback. Lieutenant Fulner fled the battlefield in the nick of time. It's painfully obvious that she wanted to avoid listening to Lieutenant Wizzleben's TSF talk. That was taxing, to put it mildly. Now I can see the use in making a tactical withdrawal from time to time. He who turns and runs lives to fight another day, indeed. Lives, why does it? Yeah, lives to fight another day, indeed. Lieutenant Wizzleben's monologue went on for so long, we barely had any free time left once she finally fell silent. Seemingly satisfied, she then returned to her room. She said what she needed to say. However, that's the one thing I like about her. I find her zeal far more relatable than Lieutenant Fulner's fervent obsession with other people's love affairs. Now, I don't mean to imply that she's any less capable or something along those lines. There's no doubt she's a good person. But she's as far removed from a knight as any common German citizen would be. Indeed, when I think of knights, only Lieutenant Witzoben and Falkenmeyer come to mind. And to think she'd cut such a dignified figure when I first met her. Appearances certainly can be deceiving. True? Do I feel this crushing disappointment because we're so different? Only birds of a feather flock together. It seems the motto of my 8th eldest brother, Kihachiro, the most popular with the ladies among the men of House Mataway, turned out to be correct. My man. On the other hand, Lieutenant Witsoben is a woman after my own heart. This towel may be lukewarm, but how refreshing it is to wipe your hands and face with it right after training. This commitment to hospitality goes beyond the call of duty. Such actions only serve as an undeniable proof of her upright character. And let's not even talk about how efficient she must be. Lieutenant Witzoben should barely have any free time left for herself, yet that didn't stop her from preparing another towel for me before I returned to my room. Miss Wet Towel. Ah, Lieutenant Witzoben. No, please let me use your beautiful first name inside my castle, Lieutenant Luna Teresia. It is kind of a crazy name. Luna Teresia. This humble cadet would like to extend you his sincere appreciation for your kind-hearted deeds. But wait. Now that I think about it, sometimes I get these odd glances from Lieutenant Luna Teresia. Brother, I have just realized something scandalous. Asana? This is foolishness. Luna Teresia, no rank, and I have just met. But why would that matter? Didn't my brother Kihachira also teach me time has no bearing on love? And didn't I just prove that my brother's teachings are infallible? Then does that mean that Lieutenant Witsoben is in love with me, perchance? Lately I've been wondering about this exchange program. I know it's presumptuous of me to think so, but could it be that this exercise is designed specifically so I can address each and every one of my flaws? I doubt that. I feel like that's way too much planning. Like, I do... Though they did mention before that Ilfried's in charge of us because of our clashing personalities, so there probably is some truth to that, but digging deeper is... I think he's too lost in the sauce, as they say. Ridiculous. There's no way that could be true, but what if it is? In that case, then I must assume responsibility as a man. I'm from a Japanese samurai family. She is West German nobility. My relatives would certainly not be opposed to our union. They're ancient allies. Not bad. Not bad at all. Au contraire, it's perfect. You like slipping in the French, huh? Luna, short named already. Shorter name already. Will most likely get father's blessing. In that case, she would be accepted as my partner. No questions asked, even though she's a foreigner. Everything works out perfectly. Perhaps it would be a good idea to go pay my respects to the Witsoben family as soon as my training is complete. Getting a little ahead of yourself, buddy. No, I shouldn't be too hasty. I must remember the teachings of our soon-to-be brothers-in-law and think things over carefully. Oh my god. What is happening? This is to speed my life. Oh, I mean, we gotta... This is crazy. Very cute. All the players. I thought it was just trying to be the women, but it's all the players. This is, so to speak, my life's very own advanced tactical surface pilot fighter program. And the YF-22 could never have become the Raptor we all know and loathe if it didn't have a powerful rival, the YF-23 Black Widow 2, to overcome. Luna, short and name completely established, is the epitome of feminine virtue, in which case her rival would be Ilfried, who's the opposite? Oh, or like an actual person that he would consider a partner, potential partner. Lieutenant Falkenmeyer, only true warriors would be accepted into the Makabe family. Oh, Jesus. My man's wilding out. I do like Falkenmeyer. I think she's my favorite. Out of the girls, even though we barely seen her. I just like her design and, you know, the noble personality. But not as naive as, like, Maya, so to speak. Though she wasn't that naive in alternative verse, but, you know. Whoa, that was intense. I mean, sheath. With Hauda, short and named already, by my side, I can spend the rest of my life on the battlefield fighting the beta. Everything worked out perfectly. Perhaps it would be a good idea to go pay my respects to Falkenmeyer's family as soon as my training is complete. Might as well just do both, just in case. No, I shouldn't be hasty. I must remember the teachings of her soon-to-be brothers-in-law and think things over carefully. But should I choose Luna's warmth or Helga's strength? I choose Helga, but honestly, like, the most likely outcome is Ilfried, obviously. Explosion. He's imploding. No. Literally. You imbecile. You absolute imbecile. Why are you in such a frivolous mood? You're too young for love, not to mention you've been granted a government scholarship to study in a foreign land. Do not let your personal affairs interfere with your duty. This is actually true, you know, as a soldier, you know, even though he takes things too seriously, this is a rare opportunity, and you should use the best of it, right? Plus, you know, he's just having fantasies. I don't think there's any real indicator of any romantic interest. Besides maybe Luna, but I think that's a bait somehow. Maybe it's just her personality. This isn't a curriculum designed to help me overcome my weakness. It's a trap. It's a path to self-destruction paved with my own delusions. It's time to rewrite my report, documenting this ridiculous flight of fancy in excruciating detail. Oh yeah, and he writes all his things in a diary, man. What if someone peeps? What if they know he's wilding right now? That would be super embarrassing. To admonish myself in no uncertain terms is the mainly course of action. I must reflect upon today's event with a clear mind. Only then shall I be reborn again tomorrow, like the phoenix rises from the cleansing flames. True. Focus up, dude. Day 3. We'll do a little of day 3. Have a little bit of time. Back to the lunch hall. It's a good thing, dude. That's a sick cafe. That's a crazy cafeteria. Now that I'm thinking about it, compared to the one in the UN base, which his name is now the city's name is now eluding me, even though it's super like recognizable. It starts with a Y, but whatever. But that place just looks like a normal cafeteria. This looks like a fucking dining hall for knights, which I guess is the point. It's a good thing we agreed to meet in the cafeteria, but with a crowd like this, I'm having a hard time finding the lieutenants. Arriving 10 minutes early might have been a mistake. A crowd, not a coward. What would that even mean? But I can't just stand here looking around all fidgety. People would think I'm suspicious. Something I must avoid at all costs. Any misconduct on my part would also leave a black mark on the Royal Guard's reputation. On the other hand, I would dishonor the Guard even further. Should I fail to find them in time, Germans would come to believe Imperial soldiers have no regard for punctuality, the ultimate faux pas. And then French. Has he always been doing a lot of French? I don't remember it. I know, I'll simply stand still and do an ocular recon of my surroundings. That way, no one will notice my discomfort. Huh? Blast it, the lieutenant's voice ruined my perfect posture, and right when I was about to fade into the crowd. It's not my fault, it's the morning's training that's to blame. The exercises were too lenient, rendering my senses dull and unprepared to deal with sudden emergencies. Sorry to keep you waiting, Lieutenant. What's for brekkie? I can't make you act as my waitress. Fine, but... No, not particularly. I was trying to say, you get to choose. We just get what Miss Kyozuka was cooking, and that's gonna bother me. I don't care. Whatever. The base. Seriously. If I can't choose, then what's the point of asking? It makes no sense. Even if that's her way of showing concern, I just can't figure out what's going on inside of that head of hers. Then again, this isn't entirely unexpected. It's not uncommon for the lieutenant's words and deeds to go beyond the understanding of mere mortals. It's gassing it up a little bit. And to think I believed the lieutenant was a proper lady, elegant and dignified. But now I know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that she was simply putting up an act. What I'm seeing now is her real self. Nevertheless, I would very much like her to cut down on the public displays of affection. No matter how common it may be among Westerners, she's a noble woman. Her peers, Lieutenant Wittelsband, for example, are much more restrained by comparison. That was an insane scene. Can't even blame Seijiro for this happening. I mean, he could have stopped it, but still. My weakness, the enjoyment I get from being glued to her funbades, could truly be called my weakness. Sadly, this is not a flaw that can be cast away so easily, for not only are they perfectly shaped, but they feel just right to the touch, like water balloons, or maybe mochi. Lieutenant's mellow... Oh my, he's saying this out loud? The Lieutenant's mellow milk bombers feel as soft as mochi and just as lethal. Insane. It's of no importance, Lieutenant. Crisis averted. Note to self, never blurt out your wicked thoughts. Great advice to anyone. Thank you very much. Naturally, you wouldn't last more than a day as a surface pilot if you were a picky eater. It's outrageous to think military personnel would seek something other than effective nutrition from their rations. What may this be? Very infamous dish. Never had it. I wouldn't be opposed to trying it, though it does sound kind of unappetizing. What the hell? So she wasn't praising me out of kindness, but because she wanted to push her share on me? Calm down, Seijiro. You can't let something as trivial as this upset you. Lieutenant Faulkner may have an ulterior motive, but that doesn't change the fact that food is scarce in Europe. It would be inconsiderate of me to refuse her help. Thank you, Lieutenant. Then without delay. Munch munch. Did not like it. What does this taste? I mean, you have funky stuff in Japan too. I mean, I guess maybe not in this age, but when I was there, salted raw fish nuts, raw horse. It's probably, I don't know. I never had Hades, so can't really compare. The spice is so strong, it feels like I just had a hole drilled through my skull. Not to mention the sticky and heavy lard is now starting to melt in my mouth. This abysmal sensation is utterly unbearable. Inconceivable. How could I even entertain the idea of giving voice to my displeasure? What kind of surface pilot would I be if I let my mood be affected by how the rations taste? No matter my utter revulsion, I cannot let it show by voice or gesture. I won't chew. I'll swallow it whole. That's what I used to do as a kid. Hated eating vegetables, so I would just put it in my mouth and swallow it down with water. This is where all those hours of watching Kung Fu Masters in action finally pay off. Gulp. Lieutenant Faulkner, what on earth is this? I mean, fried intestines are pretty good too. I had that in Japan. It was pig intestines though, so. Are you kidding me? You mean they synthesized a taste like this on purpose? Considering this is a replica, I shudder to imagine how dreadful the real thing must be. But wait, maybe that is the very reason it tastes so bad? The synthesized version is outright horrible, meaning the original must be delicious. Hope, despair is all I feel. However, it would be incredibly disrespectful to say that out loud. I better change the subject. Ha ha ha, Lieutenant, one of the objectives of this exchange is to facilitate cross-cultural understanding, and food is part of European culture. Eating your local cuisine is the first step toward that lofty goal. Your words, I can avoid the worst if I just swallow. Mission accomplished. What's that supposed to mean? Could it be this thing doesn't just disagree with my palate, but other Europeans can't stand this culinary abomination either? Oh god. I kind of asked for this. Is this woman trying to kill me? Why would this be on the menu though? Like for the weekly rotation or whatever. He's kind of right, like why would you synthesize something so divisive? Because it is like a very divisive food in general. I'm sure it's your imagination. I'm loving this so much I'm struggling to contain my joy.
喜んでもらえてよかったわ。あ、別に嫌いだからあげるんじゃないからね。
Excuse me?
私、育ち盛りの清十郎にはたくさん食べてもらいたくて。だから。
That's the worst poker face I've ever seen. You don't want to eat this thing, that's all there is to it, isn't it? Oh, I wish I could refuse, but also I cannot, for I'm bound by the customs of the Royal Guard, which mandates I must eat any leftovers with gratitude in my heart. And yet my body refuses to cooperate. My stomach strongly denies any more of this hazardous fare. Nevertheless, I must persist. Only 4 pieces left, counting my share in what the lieutenant pushed onto me. Tough it out, buddy.
なんか顔色が悪いけど大丈夫？もし口に合わないんだったら
Our honor's on the line. Nonsense, Lieutenant. I'm not forcing myself at all. Once upon a time, a British Prime Minister said the British Empire could not have become a great power if it wasn't for their soldiers, men who were able to stomach any and all food. Hearing about how awful British cuisine has always intrigued me. I used to never believe all those stories were fanciful expressions, or I used to believe they were, all fanciful exaggerations. Never in the million years would I have imagined a taste would be tantamount to a crime against humanity. First of all, Hades isn't even British, but yes, Britain gets a pretty bad rap for food, but you know, fish and chips, that's pretty cool. I do like their canned, like, Heinz beans with, like, protein. I actually do have that, like, weekly, like, once a week for lunch. That's pretty good, though. The rest, I'm not sure. What a frightening place, the United Kingdom. Fear the tongue of John Bull. Don't get that reference. Only after coming to Europe can I truly appreciate the outstanding craftsmanship of Japanese synthetic food.
もしかして本当は美味しくないんじゃないの？
Absolutely not. I'm greatly enjoying this first-hand interaction with a different culture. Ha ha ha.
そう？ならいいんだけど。
You see, Lieutenant, my homeland is on the front lines as well. I cannot help but be deeply impressed by this traditional dish that has supported the British as they struggle to hold back the invading hordes. It's true, the taste might not suit the German palate. It certainly does not suit mine, but as they say, to each their own. I'm sure this Hades is an irreplaceable comfort food in British cuisine.
そんなことないわ。ハギスには馴染めないって人。
Yeah, it's not very popular. It's crazy this is like an item they make. You don't say? Then why the heck is it on the menu? True. Okay, before we get to the Brar interaction, I am gonna end here. Good epi. Loved his fantasizing on potential waifus. And then if there is gonna be a relationship, it's gonna be with Elfriede, obviously. She's the main heroine so far. But yeah. Once again, this is just fun, full of fun and games. I'm wondering if it's gonna turn more serious toward the second half. That's usually how arcs go, or like how the general story progression of Muv Luv goes. But you know, this might just be a full fun episode, which I'm not opposed to, because Muv Luv comedy is pretty peak. So, thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you next time on some more Photonmelodies. Later.